Responding to Mr. Buck's statement, the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America states two things. One, that the government cannot establish a religion. The government cannot say that there is a religion. It cannot promote, it cannot use its power to establish a government religion. Nor can it infringe anyone's rights to practice religion. If this doesn't mean separation, it doesn't technically say separation, but you have to be a person of extremely, well, you have to essentially, it's hard to imagine someone that stupid, so you'd have to be wanting to find the value. I mean, it clearly states that government can't establish a religion. It also clearly says that government can't prevent religion. Does it mean that there won't be prayers at public events, or that the money can't say "In God We Trust"? That is a question for constitutional scholars to debate. But then to have the final conclusion somehow that America's power, which seems to be the obsession of the Tea Party this year, is threatened by calling a tree a holiday tree rather than a Christmas tree, can only be taken in the fact that a deep confession of the fact that what's really driving the Tea Party is that they think they're hopeless. They've given up. They were broken. They're broken men, very much like the Soviets, who could not accept the collapse of the Soviet Union in the 90s and who rallied around the images of Stalin. They can't accept the changes that have happened to their society. They can't accept that the promise of Reagan, the shining hill, light upon a hill, where the United States would just completely dominate the world and establish a new colony that was acted out in Iraq, didn't happen. And they're in this kind of desperate, strange reaching out to try to find the point of their anger. The Tea Party is like this angry movement that can't just come out and say they don't like the fact that the president is an African American, and they reaching out and they're inventing things and they're rewriting history. They say, oh, it's government spending, and people are like, well, you didn't seem to have a problem with the Iraq war being done on that. Oh, we did. Well, where's the evidence of that? Oh, we just did, but we were giving it. They say they did. They imagine it, and now it's the Chinese communists are going to defeat American capitalism in one imagination. In this one, a tree being called a holiday tree is going to threaten it. The whole key in here is this issue with potency and entered power, which is an obsession in sort of a globalized economy, a globalized world economy. This obsession of the loss of potency, of power, this feeling of impotency. And I think it's very noteworthy that the Tea Party is made up of old people, older males, who have not only seen a lot of their socio-economic power and domination of American society collapse. The promises that they were made, most of them who started their life as working class union members who believed that they would always have work, whereas other groups would either be put in menial work or excluded from power. Also, with the very fact that they're getting older, and well, let's be fact. I mean, a large number of them aren't aging very gracefully. They're the children of the baby boomers. They grew up in a youth-dominated culture and civilization. They embraced Reagan, whose entire call to president seemed to be that he defied age, and they're out there. They've got, they're feeling their age, and they're not aging gracefully. And there are a lot of concern that they're having, because everything I read that they're really economically hurt parts of the country aren't going Tea Party. The people who are really suffering the most aren't joining this movement. But that what we're seeing here is we're seeing an older, white community, which has become kind of ludicrous in its grasping for some kind of expression for the feeling of its own impotency. We see a person here talking about, grand statements of the Constitution, the collapse of American power, and then, well, what's his example? A Christmas tree called a holiday tree. A bit strange. I mean, I wonder how many advanced, complicated economic systems have collapsed because they've changed the name of iconography on certain holidays. I mean, did the Romans collapse because they changed the name they call things on holidays, or the British Empire collapsed because um, Easter might have had its name changed from something? It's a bit strange thing in history. I mean, I would challenge someone to find a single case in history where the changing of the name of a traditional display for a holiday resulted in the collapse of an empire. Um, I don't know one.